Hello, this is Mr. Britton from Britton Computer Tech Tutorials. This is part 3 of my paper doll inventory system. Last time I showed you how to set up your variables in an array. Today we're going to show you how the information from each object gets passed or moved from the object to the array variables. So here's what you do. For instance, this is a sword that I can pick up. And in the create event, I set up some variables. And the variables I set up are going to be placed into that array that I set up. And this item, its name is going to be called the Sword of Truth. Its type is 2, which is a weapon. And its attack, I'm going to go ahead and put it as 5, so it'll gain 5 attack. This I, I'll talk about later. I is equal to 1 right now, and I'll show you why that is the way it is here in a second. So you do that in the create event. So each object will have whatever attributes you want it to have are in this create event. So I only are using 3 of them, not using all of them. So next thing I do is I put in a collision event with my character's object. So if he collides with the sword, it's going to execute this code. And this is how the information gets passed from the sword into your inventory, because your inventory's variables are all these global dot slot variables. Now last time we noticed that we had a 1 in place of all these I's right here. And the reason I've got an I there is so that I can have multiple objects and in multiple slots. So for instance, if I want to have 16 different slots, the first slot would have a 1 for all these I's. My second slot would have a 2. So remember what I did here in the create event is I set that I is equal to 1, which means that this information is going to go into my first inventory slot when he collides with this. Now, let's talk about what happens here. Now, the variable called global slot, and this again is going to be a 1, 0, is now going to be equal to 1, which is keeping track of what slot it's going to go into. The next thing it's going to do is it's going to put the name of the item, and I put the variable name here, which again, in my create event, I said name is equal to Sword of Truth. So that puts in the text, or the string of text, as Sword of Truth. The next next thing I did was in position 1, 2, and that was the type. That's the type of weapon it was, and if you remember, I put in 2 since it's a weapon. So the number that we placed in there will be actually a 2, because the value of type is 2 in this instance. I didn't put any quantity or any of these other things. I put in my attack there, and remember I changed it to 5, so now he'll gain 5 attack. And I also had to put in my sprite for my sword, so that is what sprite will be drawn. So that's how that information is passed from the item into the inventory variables, because all those inventory, the global.slot variables, that is what keeps track of what is in each particular slot. So my next tutorial, thanks for watching this one, is going to show you how I draw the information so that when I pick up the sword, it actually shows up in the inventory slot. So thanks for watching, and I'll show you how to do that next.